What's up, guys? It's Friday, and that means there's another internet findings. Now today it's only going to be one subject, but it's going to leave you a lot to think about. Now before I start it, I want you to to hit the pause button, sit back for a minute, and think. What do you think the world's going to be like in 100 years from now? So go ahead and hit the pause button, think about it for a second, hit the play button, then we'll talk about it. Okay, if you're back, I don't know if you paused or not, I don't care. Now in the 1900s, people, this was on people's minds too. A lot of them thought about it. What the year 2000 was going to be like. It was published in papers, different ideals of it, and just what they thought it was going to be. Scientists, actually, they published this. Thought, we talk with Martians. That, we would have at least made contact by now. But they thought that they'd resembled, giant dragonflies with a 72-foot wingspan. I don't know what kind of Martian that would be. It sounds more like a dragon to me. Papers even published told in New York City, they told New Yorkers that their city would have 30 million citizens, with more commuting daily from as far as 500 miles away. Either submarines, super fast trains, or even airships. Personal airships. Now there are a couple of quotes from pretty important people from the 1900s. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read these, kind of compare it to what we actually ended up with. The first one's going to be, about television. The quote is, 100 years from now, perhaps moving pictures may be sent by wire, in which case it would be merely necessary for the billionaire to turn on one of the many electric switches, connecting with the various theaters, and immediately the stage scenes would be thrown on a screen, and would appear as real as though the spectator were in the theater. Now in the 1900s, they had, plays, and they went somewhere, watched people actually act this stuff out. We still have that today, but what this is referring to is more of a movie theater. And they kind of pretty much hit this one, right on the head. We can go, I know in my city I have 2 movie theaters. We can go watch anything we want, but then we also don't have to go anywhere. We can, turn it on computer, TV, anything like that. So they got pretty close there with, that prediction. The next one's going to be, with flying machines. The quote is, locomotion in the air will be as common as bicycle riding is now. The owner of a flying machine, or even the man who did not own one, by patronizing the express lines, could live 500 miles away and yet do business in the city day by day, going by airline to his home each night. Now this, hasn't quite been implemented yet. We do have airplanes. It's not really an express line. The majority of people don't take an airplane to work every day. But I'm sure that there are people that do it. There are people that take planes to work. Got pretty close there. We do have airplanes. Flying is pretty common. I wouldn't put it, right there with a bicycle or anything. We're pretty much in cars. That's the main way of traveling. But flying is pretty common. And if you think about it, in the 1900s, any ideals like this would have been, I don't know, just crazy. Planes going to and from cities every day, thousands and maybe, I don't know, millions of planes. I don't know how many planes go day by day. The next one's going to be, this one doesn't have any truth to it, but I found it pretty funny. It's the quote is, it would not be a good idea to wish to be a bad boy in the year 2000. Teachers in the schools will have wonderful instruments on their desks that will record the name of every boy that whispers. And all the teacher will have to do is bring a swift punishment to the malefactor, will be press a certain button on the desk, and a current of electricity will shoot through the victim and make him think he's a human pincushion. Now this kind of violates quite a few laws, and by today's standards, there's nothing around that would, send little shocks of electricity to you at your desk. How crazy would it be to be sitting at your desk in school? I know a lot of you are in school. Sitting in your desk and look over to your friend or something, I don't know, just do anything that you're not supposed to do and just be shocked, just get the piss shocked out of you. That one hasn't been implemented. That one probably won't ever. That's kind of illegal. Now back in the year 1900, they they were hoping in the year 2000 the average lifespan would be 60 years. 60 years is kind of below average. If you pass at 60, you kind of passed a little early. Let's see if we have anything else. There were a bunch of artists, a bunch of scientists that thought humans would go from, hideously malconformed to just beautiful creatures. And they actually said that, I I don't remember the exact words, I didn't write this one down, said that we would, what was it, we would, oh, I'm completely going blank, that we would, you know, reproduce natural selection, not natural selection, selective breeding. We would, you know, produce the perfect human being, and, you know, anyone less than perfect wouldn't be allowed to reproduce. Now this has been put into a lot of movies here, you know, kind of recently, talking about the perfect human being and how, I don't know how that would go about, you know, a perfect society, a utopian, but that's not quite here yet. Anyway, I mean, I hope you enjoyed the pictures that's been going across the screen. I had a lot of fun, you know, looking this stuff up, trying to figure out, you know, just thinking about 100 years ago what you thought life would be about, and then thinking from right now to 100 years from now, you know, the year 2100, I'm sorry, what life is going to be like. It's all kind of, you know, you can think about it, but you never quite know what it's going to be. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll get the next one out Monday. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks, guys.